Are you ready to get baking? Yeah! So we are going to be making, drum roll, I have one from yesterday. These are a chocolate lava cake. And in French, what are those, Francois?
Un moelleux au chocolat.
Can we all say that? Because I'm really bad at saying it. Un moelleux au chocolat.
Voilà.
Yes! Dude, they are delicious. So the cool thing about these cakes is they have very few ingredients, and on the inside, so when they're warm, they're soft in the middle. So this one baked a little bit longer. So when you guys bake yours, if you want to have it the ooey gooey center in the middle, eat them when they come out of the oven and they're safe to eat. So not crazy hot, right? But warm, and they're super gooey and delicious. So that's what we're gonna make today. All my adults that are joining, you guys are gonna love this too. All right, so let's get started. All right. Oh, camera issues, don't worry, we're getting there.
You're moving too fast.
Oh, I know, sorry. I kind of get excited in the kitchen. Okay, so we need to melt our chocolate and our butter together, okay? So what I do is I usually do it in a saucepan like this, just at really, really low heat, and I stir it the whole time. So if you want to do it in a saucepan with me, that is cool. If you want to do it in the microwave though, that works as well. So if you're doing it in the microwave, you'll just put your chocolate and your butter in a microwave-safe bowl, and then microwave it for about 30 seconds, stir, and then keep continuing until everything is melted. If you're being a little risky, because this is how I like to do it, you can put it just direct in a pot, or if you want to take things a little bit more cautious, you can do what's called a double boiler or bain-marie. So what that means is you're applying indirect heat, and so there's less chance of your chocolate burning. If your chocolate burns, it's very sad. Yeah. It's very sad.
Repeat after me. Bain-marie.
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 Voilà, très bien.
With a the French
Exactement.
So if you are doing a bain-marie.
Voilà, très bien.
Oh, thank you. Or a hot water bath method, or a double boiler. It's called lots of different things, guys, depending on which culture you're in. You would put some water in the bottom of your pan, and then you would put your chocolate and your butter in a bowl, and then you would put that on top, and then you would put this on the heat, and you would steam your water so it's a little like a simmer, and then you would stir everything until it melts.
So I've got one question. How many ramekins do we need?
How many?
Ramekins.
Ramekins. Okay.
Ramekins.
So I was like,
Ramekins.
What is the Frenchman saying? So I'm gonna make mine in a cupcake, a normal cupcake mold, right? You can use silicone molds too. I don't know a lot of people that have ramekins, so this is a great alternative. You're gonna make 9 of these. If you don't have 9 ramekins, well, 9 to 10, depending on how much batter actually makes it into the mold, right? So if you don't have 9 to 10 ramekins, just save your batter and bake off as many as you can, and then bake the rest later. Cool?
Cool.
Any other questions?
C'est bon.
Is everyone melting their chocolate?
No, people are laughing with my accent and the confusion.
It's a fantastic accent, I must say. Yes, Francois will have you say more things throughout the show.
Je sais pas.
Je sais pas. All right, so I'm doing it this way, so follow me over to my little induction stove. So I didn't really introduce myself. I'm sure you guys already know.
Oh, I think I'm...
Oh, do you want me to go on this side?
Yes.
This side. Okay. Moving things around. Wow. All right, so I'm Molly. Peanut's over there somewhere. Francois is behind the camera, and I teach pastry classes in Versailles. Okay, so I have my heat at 2. Okay, and I'm just gonna stir this, and you guys see mine's already starting to melt. So for your chocolate, you want to use bittersweet chocolate. That's about 60 to 70% chocolate. If you're using milk chocolate or semi-sweet, your cakes are gonna be a little bit more sweet, but that's a-okay, right? We are just in this make it work moment.
Okay, so I've got many questions.
Ooh, many questions.
Do we need cupcake liners?
No, you do not need cupcake
What's
liners.
the heat?
The heat that I have is a low heat. Remember, I said we do not want to burn
no
this.
medium, huh? Just
No,
low.
low. Not even low to medium, low. If you see what I have, it is 2.
How much flour then do you
How much flour is just 2 tablespoons, but we're not at that point yet, guys. So we are just melting our chocolate, which is 1 cup of chocolate or 200 grams. And then our butter is 7 tablespoons or 100 grams. So how is everyone's chocolate looking? Remember, super low heat. We do not want to burn this, okay? Be really careful. Chocolate is scarce right now. So I just turned off my heat because I only had a couple of pieces left to melt. Do you see?
And yes, this is how I make ganache. That's true.
Yep. That's how you make ganache.
Do we need to butter the cupcake pan?
No. Oh, yes, you do. Okay. So if your kiddos want something to do right now, if you are melting this chocolate, our older folks that are joining, go ahead and have your kids butter those cupcake molds. I'm going to use a spray, so I'll show you that right now, actually. So come on over with me, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to prepare my cupcake mold, okay?
Some people say the ganache is not ready yet, not melted yet.
Okay. Well, we'll give everyone a couple minutes to finish melting your chocolate. We're not going to be on here for too long. These cakes are like crazy easy to make, guys. But we're going to make it super easy. So take your time. The most important thing is not to burn your chocolate.
Yes.
So low heat or in the microwave, 30 seconds. Yes?
Otherwise, they get fired.
Otherwise, you get fired. Oh, God.
Like in The Apprentice.
All right, so here's how I'm going to butter my molds. So I'm just going to put some spray, and that's it. These cakes are not finicky at all. I'm just going to do all of them because I don't know exactly where I'm going to put them. But the cool thing is I think a lot of people are scared about making Moelleux au chocolat. Is that how you say it?
C'est ça.
Thank you.
I'm Moelleux.
Moelleux au chocolat or a fondant au chocolat, because they're a little bit scared about, making sure they have the runny middle and how long it bakes for and all that sort of thing. Well, I'm here to tell you that these are really easy. What? Comments?
Sorry, someone said loving the dad jokes, François.
Oh, good. He's here for the hilarity element.
If we are using silicone cups, do we need to butter?
No, you don't have to. No, because they're silicone, so they're going to release really easily. So you're good.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. Chocolate is done for some.
Chocolate's done for everyone? All right, so go ahead and transfer your chocolate into a big bowl. Oh my goodness, look at all that chocolatey goodness, you guys. This looks amazing. Does everyone love chocolate out there? I figured this would be a crowd pleaser. Okay, so get all your chocolate into a separate bowl. This is going to help cool it down a little bit because what we're going to do next is add our eggs, okay? So go ahead and grab your eggs. It's good if they're not super cold from the refrigerator because then it's possible that they could cook and your chocolate, well, my spatula got stuck there.
Do you preheat the oven?
Yes. Sorry, so preheat your oven. Preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I think we're going a little stir crazy here.
So it's day 9 after confinement.
Is it day 9? All right, so go ahead and we're gonna add 3 eggs. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Say it in French.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Do you know the joke? Okay. There were 4 cats, but what happened to the 5th cat? I think I'm saying it wrong.
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, cat sank. The 5th one sank.
Oui, c'est ça. Hein?
Yeah.
That's it. So what's the joke about?
I don't know, about the cat sinking.
Okay, so
really
let's keep
sure,
focus.
but
Let's keep
all right.
focus. Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and add your eggs to your chocolate mixture. Okay. All your whole eggs, right? The precious eggs that we all have right now. I guarantee you that this is going to be absolutely delicious. If you have cracked your eggs, go ahead and wash your hands, guys. I'm gonna go wash my hands really quick, okay?
Okay.
I'm back. Clean hands. That's important, guys. Whenever you touch raw eggs, you really should go wash your hands, okay? All right, so go ahead and we are going to whisk these eggs in with our chocolate. And I want you to whisk really well. So you'll notice how it's gonna look really liquid at first. Do you see that? It looks kind of like brownies almost. And then whisk really, really well for me, guys. And do you see how it's starting to change and get thicker? That's really important. So whisk really, really well. Get your muscles going, whisk, and look how it's gotten thicker. Isn't that cool? That's because our chocolate is cooling down a little bit and then it's mixing with our eggs that are thickening it. So look how beautiful that is. It's absolutely gorgeous and this is gonna be so delicious.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to, you can add a little bit of vanilla at this point. I know I didn't have it on my ingredient list, but if you have it handy and you'd like to add it, I'm adding some bourbon vanilla. Just a little glug, do you see? And a little glug. That's it. So I added about a teaspoon. Again, you don't really have to, but it's just a nice little addition. If you are using unsalted butter, you could add a good pinch of salt here too, and that would be delicious. And if you wanted, my American friends, I love cinnamon. I know you guys do too.
Show it to the camera.
Cannelle. Cinnamon in French is cannelle. If you wanted to add a little pinch of cinnamon, you could do that too. Up to you. Next, what we're gonna add is our sugar. So that is 100 grams or 1/2 of a cup. And go ahead and mix that all together. How is everyone doing? Doing good? Give me a little heart.
Yeah, so
or
far
a-
so good.
or a
Some
thumbs
people were
up.
a bit big. Ovens ready for
Yeah?
many people. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so the only thing that we have to do that we have not added yet is our flour. All right, so it's 2 tablespoons of flour. So this is for a shout out to all of my bakers out there that were having trouble getting flour. Hopefully you have your hands on these 2 tablespoons here. I know that flour is scarce right now at this moment. So go ahead and whisk that in really well. Oh my goodness, this looks amazing. I'm sure some of it has already gone missing into little mouths all around the world. And that's it. That's done. Look how amazing that looks. Okay, so it's kind of like a brownie batter here. So we are ready to
How much flour?
How much flour? 2
Yeah,
tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons, that's it. Any other questions?
No.
No?
It's good,
Okay.
no?
All right. So we are ready to go ahead and put this in our cupcake mold. Or if you're using ramekins, that works too. In terms of how much you want to fill them, these guys will not raise really at all, right? Because we don't have any leavening agents. So we don't have any baking powder or baking soda. Eggs do help lift these a little bit if you whisk them really well, but we're not incorporating a lot of air into this batter, and so it's not going to lift up a lot. So go ahead and fill them for me about 3/4 of the way full, and that's perfect, okay? So I'm gonna use a scoop. So this is just a big scoop. It gets a little messy, but it's a big scoop, probably good for like muffins or something like that. And for me, that's the perfect quantity.
For ice lover.
Or yeah, for ice cream. Oh my goodness, guys. So if you are making these for a party, so say your 10th birthday is coming up, or your 30th, or your 60th, or you are celebrating the end of our confinement period, what you can do, because these are really delicious, warm out of the oven, is you can chill these and then bake them right before you serve them to your guests. So they're nice and warm. And they're really good with some ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you're ready to bake these, you're gonna bake them in your oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit for between 10 to 12 minutes. So make sure that they're really nice and set around the sides. And then go ahead and push a little bit in the center. You want it to be kind of soft, right? Because that's your molten lava center. How oozy that you have it in the center depends on how long you bake it, right? Because the more you bake it, the more everything is going to become set. To get these out of your muffin tin, this is really important. Let them cool for about 5 to 10 minutes. So don't do this immediately. You want them to kind of sit there and chill for a second. And then put a piece of parchment paper on top. And then put something flat on top. Okay? So like for example, I could put a baking sheet on top, and then you'll flip them over and they should come out. If they do not come out, just run a knife around the sides and that will help them release from their muffin tins, okay? If you're doing your ramekins, I think it's nice to leave them in there and serve it like that with a little scoop of ice cream on top. But if you want to bake more, obviously, and reuse your ramekins, then you're going to have to kind of turn them out like that. Kind of check it.
Sprinkles before baking? No.
Sprinkles, yeah, you can do
No.
it before baking. Just remember that you're going to have to turn it out because remember this is my, oh my gosh, this is so good. We had some of these for breakfast, right? So you just have to turn it back over, right? Because when you turn it out of your muffin tin, the top is going to be the bottom. Okay, you obviously can't put sprinkles on there, but you can totally put sprinkles on the top. Why not? And turn it over. I like that idea.
Allez, let's go to the oven.
All right, so I've let mine cool for about 10 minutes or so. They look freaking amazing. I'm gonna put a sheet of parchment paper on top, and then I'm gonna put a big cutting board on top. If you don't have a big cutting board, you could do like a little baking sheet or something like that. You just need something big and flat. And then you flip it over, okay? And then just very carefully lift up. So let's see if I can, a tea towel is really easy for this, right? Et voila!
Et voilà.
Let me cut into one for you guys. All right, so here's my a little ooey gooey center there. Yum! Thank you guys so much for joining. Happy baking and enjoy your Moelleux au chocolat.